Hello and a very good morning. Welcome to Ideal World. I'm Hayley. It's great always to have you with us. You're joining us for one of my favourite shows. It is that time of year where we just want to book a holiday, and the cruise is that perfect holiday. And Planet Cruise, an award-winning cruise agents, really can make that perfect cruise for you as well. They can make everything bespoke, but we've got 6 amazing deals, one already incredibly busy that you do need to be super fast, and a lot of them quite hot off the press as well. But I'm not alone. I'm joined by the fabulous Justin. Hello,
Hayley,
how are you? I'm good, thank you.
Great
How
to
are
be
you?
back again, yeah.
Great to have you back. It was lovely to meet you last week, for me, for the first time. Massive background on cruises. It was very much your life, wasn't it, for many years?
Yeah, for 6 years I was with P&O Cruises, so I did the launch of the White Sisters, did the launch of Arcadia, was on the Oriana, as all P&O customers like to hear about. So yeah, you know, been to all these ports and love cruising. It's amazing going back through all these ports, seeing all these memories come back as well. That's the memories that people at home are going to be, you know, looking forward to.
And that is so true. If you haven't cruised before, it holds so many memories. You unpack once and see so many amazing places, but you also meet lots of great friends, and I think that's a big part of cruising as well. You'll love it for so many reasons, and we've got the perfect cruise for absolutely everybody. But why should people think about booking with Planet Cruise? Why is Planet Cruise so good?
Well, first of all, just take a look at this. I mean, of course, they've always got the backing of Abtor and Abtor as well. With all of the cruise agents that you actually speak to, they are immersed in the cruise industry.
Fabulous.
Or they've actually worked at sea. Like myself, there's lots of people. I mean, last week we had one of the tours managers, Glenn. You might be speaking to Glenn when you pick up the phone today. They work directly with the cruise line. So as you was mentioning earlier on about some of the hot off-the-press deals, we've got stuff that's just been released today. We've got celebrity featuring on today's show as well. Really looking forward to that. And also, you can tailor-make your cruises. There's lots of packages today where you can add on a night here, you can add on a night there.
That's what Planet Cruise is so good at, isn't it? If you do want to do an extra stay at the end of your cruise, they can sort that out for you if you want to book your excursions before you go.
And one thing that I think is absolutely key, 96% customer satisfaction.
I mean, that just,
yeah, it really does.
And they're really an award-winning cruise agents, and they're sort of top cruise agents for lots of cruise companies. But we're going to start at the very beginning, and we're starting with Thompson Majesty. If you want a classic cruise, this is going to be a fabulous one. It's a 14-night. I love this because it's a cruise and it's a stay, but everything is all-inclusive. You've got no extra costs at all. And Keith is actually on board to show us around and give you a little look at the ship itself.
With its uniquely British product, small, intimate ships, a great range of cruise and stay options, all tips included, an unrivaled number of regional airports you can fly from, plus a generous baggage allowance, it's little wonder that Thompson Cruises is turning heads. They boast one of the highest levels of repeat passengers in the industry, and after 6 years working for them, I can tell you why. They are without doubt the friendliest ships afloat. Some friends of mine who cruise a lot always pack 2 sizes of clothing. One for the start of the cruise, thank you, and one for the end. And once you've tasted the food on board, you'll understand why. It's international cuisine with a British twist. And with open sitting as standard, you won't need to rush trying to keep to the ship's schedule. You can set the pace and enjoy up to 7 meals a day. Trust me, it's possible. Whether it's a freshly poured pint in a nightclub or sipping a cocktail of a day poolside, each of the bars on board Thompson ships enjoys a unique and special personality. With honest low prices, juggling waiters and service with a smile, you're never more than 2 minutes walk away from a refreshing aperitif. The Thompson Cruises has some of the best entertainment afloat. In a 2-week cruise, you'll see no fewer than 10 full production shows and some great comedy from award-winning UK guest artists. Add to that fantastic interactive game shows, cabarets, and all singing, all dancing deck parties, and you really won't want to go back to your cabin. There is lots and lots of choice with the accommodation on board Thompson ships, from insides through to stunning suites. All are en suite, offer 24-hour room service and 2 turn-downs a day. The only surprise you're going to encounter is what your hand towel will be transformed into when you return every night. My favourite was always the monkey with the sunglasses.
What is he like? I mean, what fun. They are terrific ships, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's for those people that perhaps if you think of cruises being very formal, this is really relaxed. So if you haven't done a cruise before, great way to start. And the fact that you've got 7 days on board, all-inclusive, and then 7 days in Palma to just, you know, enjoy.
That's it.
Great
We've had
island.
some great times with Thompson, and this is a brand new cruise as well. This has just been very much put together for 2016. So let's have a little look to where we're going. We're flying first of all to Palma, which I love.
Yeah, of course, fantastic scenery as you're actually sailing away from Palma, but it's the first place that you stop, which is Nice. You're actually stopping in a tiny little place called Villefranche, and this is one of the most gorgeous towns. We actually went back to Villefranche after our cruising days because it was so lovely. Monaco's just down the road. The public transport is fantastic. Obviously, Nice, quite cosmopolitan, because, of course, when you go back to sort of the 1920s, it was one of those great British resorts that all the sort of aristocracy used to go to. So you've got fantastic restaurants. Just in Villefranche, when you actually dock, there's this fantastic little ice cream stand. I hope it's still there. Great little restaurants across the front. And there's a nice walk as well that you can go around the Bay of Villefranche, around St. John Cap Ferrat. Round to the next bay. Just really, really lovely place.
Stunning.
Then you're going to be moving on to Florence and Pisa. We're going to focus on Florence and Pisa a little bit later on in the show, but of course, Leaning Tower of Pizza.
Absolutely.
Definitely the place to go. Did I say pizza then? Pisa.
No one would have noticed if you hadn't have pointed it out.
But we're going to go then to Calvi. Now, this is probably, one of the best ways of arriving in Calvi is by a cruise ship, because you pull into the harbour and you're just greeted by this citadel, medieval, beautiful architecture, and then of course you've got these golden sandy beaches as well.
Oh gosh.
The great thing about the Mediterranean is lots of these ports have got a classic culture. See, it's a real melting pot of different cuisines, different styles of architecture. The cathedral's particularly good there. It's the 13th century cathedral, that's St. John Baptist Cathedral, and of course it was home of Christopher Columbus, so if you do like history, then a great place for visiting that. Then you're going to be going to Marseille. Now again, we're going to be focusing on this a little bit later on in the show. One of those great places where you can experience some of the African markets. Then to Barcelona, one of my favourite ports.
Definitely.
La Ramblas.
Fabulous.
It's great, isn't it?
Fabulous. I think everybody loves it.
Yeah, if you think of the South Bank in London, you think of all the street performers.
Oh, it's amazing.
Imagine that though in Spain. It's just absolutely amazing what they've actually got. All the little stalls as well. It's actually live animals and birds and things all the way along the strip. Then you've got the architecture. Gaudi, of course, is one of the most influential architects. And one place you have to go to that still isn't finished, of course, is Sagrada Familia, which is the cathedral that started over 90 years ago, and it still hasn't been finished. The thing is, one side of it...
Sounds like that job. We'll get there in the end.
Well,
we must get that done.
One side of it really Gothic, and then when you move around the other side, you see the sort of real modern influence, and it's just a piece of art that's a work in progress. So you've got to go and see that, and some great little bars and restaurants around there.
It's a place you'll go back to time and time again, and then we're sailing back onto Palma.
Sailing back to Palma, but this is where you get your 7 nights all-inclusive stay.
Now you'd think that would be it, but now we've got a week's holiday after our cruise.
Well, the thing is, you've had such great ports, now you've got such a great island. There is so much to do, and the hotel that you're actually going to be staying at is absolutely
sounds amazing.
And again, all-inclusive. You've got to go again around the island to Cathedral. I must admit, on Palma, if you do get a chance to hire a car, go down to the southeast coast.
Right.
There's some beautiful little coves, and when I say beautiful coves, you think of the Caribbean, you think that's nice? It's on the Isle of Palma. It just really is the Isle of Mallorca. The tapas bars are great. Around the back of the cathedral, there's some great stands that do the local pastries as well. And it's not the type of place in the Mediterranean you think, oh, pastries, but there's wonderful cinnamon, lovely sugar-coated as well, and the garlic and prawns. One to have with a nice chilled glass of vino.
Oh, I am there. I mean, this is the perfect holiday. You've got that fabulous cruise, visiting some amazing places and just unpacking the once, and then you've got a week to relax in a 4T hotel, which is very close to the beach as well. Everything is all-inclusive, so when we're saying all-inclusive, we're talking about on board the ship. We're also talking about in that hotel as well. So that's all your costs, really. And tips. And services included.
It's almost like 2 holidays in one. You get your cruise experience, all those wonderful ports, and then you get time to relax and chill out.
It is an incredible, incredible holiday. It's a beautiful, beautiful ship as well, and it's a ship that you will really thoroughly enjoy. If you haven't cruised before, it's a great one to start with, or if you want something a little bit more relaxing, it is a really
nice and informal
cruise.
as well.
You'll absolutely love it. So that's the first part of your holiday. But don't forget, you've then got that week's holiday at the end as well in the 4T Hotel. It's brand new. Have a little look at what's included. It was only launched actually yesterday, but everything going so quick. The 3rd of May, it is a brand new exclusive offer, so sailing in 2016, so really something to look forward to. You've got a really free all-inclusive upgrade on the cruise, nothing to worry about at all. You've got a really good price as well if you want to go from inside to outside. It's only an extra £30. There's some amazing flights as well from virtually every airport, and of course you have got that 7-day stay in the hotel too. Have a little look at where else you can fly from, because wow, we have got 20 different airports.
And that's the great thing. I know lots of the cruises that we're going to be featuring are going to be London-based, but this is your chance, wherever you are in the country. Just look down that list, and you can see the airports there. You don't have to make that travel, you know, down to London, especially if you're regional up north, and this is going to be great for you.
Perfect, and great prices. Remember and do note, it is a different telephone number, 0800 781 5458. And of course, if you want to go onto the website, all the w's.planetcruise.co.uk. Do jump onto the phones. They are so helpful. If that's the cruise for you, there is an ID number, and it's 100208. So that is your cruise for Thompson. But we've got to move on to the next one before it disappears. This is amazing. I'm looking at this for me and my mum. It's cruising on the Queen Mary 2 out to New York and staying in New York and cruising back. It is an incredible deal that, as we've been sat waiting to come on air, we were worried it wouldn't still be available. It's a beautiful ship, and it's going to be a fabulous cruise to go on. Keith's on board. He's going to show us round your hotel for, my goodness, 20 nights or thereabouts.
She's the last remaining seagoing ocean liner, one of the biggest and fastest ships in the world, a byword for elegance and sophistication, one of the only ships to carry pets as well as humans, and the last ship I had the pleasure of working on board. She's the Queen Mary 2. You can have a proper pint in the Golden Lion pub, enjoy the panoramic views and martini cocktails of the Commodore Club, soak up the jazz of the chart room, or join me for some bubbles in the Veuve Clicquot champagne bar. Not what I used to drink on my job, of course. This is just fizzy water. Cheers. I used to joke that our guests walked up the gangway and that we rolled them back down. One thing is for sure, you won't go hungry on board, with specialty restaurants serving food from around the world, a 24-hour buffet and the fabulous Britannia. You're in danger of missing my favourite, the Todd English. Whatever you do, if you come here, make sure you try the chocolate fallen cake. It's absolutely delicious. With live music in every venue, West End style theatre shows, comedians and musical stars from both sides of the pond, the entertainment is rich and varied. But for me, it's this place which offers something unbeatably unique. Illuminations is the only planetarium at sea, offering celestial shows narrated by the likes of Robert Redford and Morgan Freeman. And it's also a cracking 4D cinema. There are 6 different grades of stateroom to choose from, all of it bright, spacious, airy and very stylish. 24-hour room service, 2 turn-downs a day, and the grill suites even have a private butler. But the best thing of all, as standard in every single room, is this. The Sealy Cunarder mattress. Quite literally the best night's sleep I've ever had.
It's going to be absolutely incredible. You get 15 nights on board and then you stay also in New York. What a great way to sail out, do a bit of shopping and sail home. It's no fly as well, so if you don't like flying, it's going to allow you to get to New York without flying at all. It's going to be fabulous. But let's have a little look where we're starting, of course, in Southampton, and there's nothing better than sailing out of Southampton, is there?
And again, what a ship to actually sail on.
What a ship. We were just discussing it. It launched in about 2003, didn't it?
Yeah.
And we went down to see it. Beautiful.
She actually replaced, obviously, she was the first ocean liner that was built after the QE2, and of course the QE2's got its own cruise terminal in Southampton.
Yes,
that's how iconic Cunard and the history is. This is modern day first class cruising. If you can imagine the golden age of cruising, this is the modern day equivalent. The ship is absolutely superb. You saw there just in the clip with Keith, they were talking about you can take your pets on board.
Which is, we were all like, can you really take your pets?
Yeah, it's got the largest jogging track at sea as well. I mean, it is just one of the best experiences that you're going to have. And of course, that trip over, really nice and relaxing. I always wanted to do Southampton over to New York and then fly back on Concorde, but of course, Concorde's not in service anymore. But of course, you've got that lovely transatlantic crossing. This is a ship that was designed for transatlantic crossing. Yeah. She's an ocean liner. So for those of you who do know you're cruising, you're sometimes a little bit hesitant on different ships and different locations, this is the one to go for, really is. When you then hit New York, wow, you have got one of the best cities on the face of the planet. I'm so glad you got time to spend there because there's so much to do. That's the thing.
We've got a 5-night stay in New York, and New York, just the most amazing place.
Yeah, and a great hotel. You're actually going to be staying in Manhattan as well. I do believe 4-star hotel in Manhattan. Where do we start? I mean, there's the Empire State Building. One personal tip, do it at night. It looks fantastic. You can see the Chrysler Building. Obviously, there's the newly opened memorial as well to the Twin Towers. I don't know where you're going to be docking actually in New York. If it was still the same place as it was when I docked there, you dock next to the Intrepid. You know, I mentioned to you about Concorde.
Yes.
If you've got an interest in planes, there's a wonderful museum on board the aircraft carrier, the Intrepid. They've got a submarine, they've got Concorde, they've got a space shuttle there as well.
Oh, gosh.
So worth going on there as well. I mean, Central Park. You've got to go to Central Park, go to Poets Walk. It's a lovely, I mean, because you've got the time there, relax. Don't do it all in one day. Times Square, you will feel as if you have to do it all in a Times Square minute, in a New York minute. And of course, there's the Empire State Building. I know I said to you do it at night, but whichever time of day or night you do it, iconic. Sail in and sail out is going to be amazing. Liberty Island, and of course, if you don't get the chance to do one of the helicopter tours, ask the guys when you pick up the phone, because there are, you know, great tours available in New York that takes a little bit of the stress out. But Manhattan, shopping, take an empty suitcase. That's all I'm going to say.
And of course, you're on the ship, so they're not going to weigh that luggage, which is absolutely fabulous. And I love the fact you get 5 days here, because it is a city. There is just so much to do, and so often you just get a day or a couple of days. Absolutely.
You
could go back there time and time and time again, and there'd always be something else to do. It's just going to be the most amazing time. And I just love the fact that we're cruising over there on the Queen Mary 2. Enjoying 5 days there, and then we cruise back.
This is why this deal has been so popular, and I can't, you know, really emphasise this enough to people
so
at home.
Popular that honestly everything. This is a balcony that we're going for. It is very much selling out. You do need to be super fast with this. Have a look at what's included, and when I say you do need to be super fast, as we've been here over the last hour, things have disappeared. So this is for a balcony. You've got an incredible, incredible price there. You've got a no-fly cruise, so you're sailing from Southampton. Don't forget, now this is 20 nights, and can you see there, you can add on a night in the actual Marriott in Southampton. Now it's £75 per person per night, and you get your parking. And that's your parking for 20 nights. That is such an incredible deal. That is via, of course, Planet Cruise. You can book that on the phones. And if you want to do any excursions while you're in New York, book those prior as well with Planet Cruise. And you've got that 5-night stay in a 4-star hotel in Manhattan and 15 nights on board. A definite must, but I've got a feeling that will go so quickly now. There isn't that much left. So the ID number for that is 96580, and all you need today is a deposit, so just don't miss out on that opportunity. But we are now going to a little bit of modern luxury. It really is that 5-star luxury. It is celebrity, and for so many people, simply the best. And we've got Ruth with us from Celebrity.
Lovely to see you again,
Lovely
Hayley.
to see you again, Ruth. I mean, for so many people, Sean, one of our presenters here, absolutely adores Celebrity. But
he does.
Lots of people that cruise, so many people just turn to you. Why are you so special?
I think it is our tagline, which is modern luxury. It absolutely encompasses the whole brand. We are very contemporary, very modern, a lot of unique features, but I think the things that bring people back are a quality of service and dining.
Quality all round, isn't it?
It really
and the
is.
food is amazing.
It certainly is.
But something really special's happened. There's a bit of a flash sale.
A bit of a buzz today because we have got a 5-day sale. We launched it this morning, and for 5 days only, so you must book by the 28th of April. We are offering free drinks on most of our European sailings, on top of the onboard spend that we're giving you too.
That sounds absolutely incredible. And where are we actually going to?
Well, we're going to be sailing out of Rome in the Mediterranean. It's a beautiful itinerary on, don't tell anybody, but this is my favourite ship.
Oh, yes.
Don't tell anyone.
Because you've done this and we've got some great photographs as well. We
Yes,
need to
we
look,
have.
first of all, at the ship, because the ships are outstanding. I mean, it is an absolute beauty outside and in.
It is, and I actually took my family on Silhouette last year on their first long cruise holiday. Some of our favourite things to do were to have lunch at the Mast Grill, where they cook the best hamburgers you have ever tasted. Every evening we would meet at Cellar Masters for a bottle of wine, and Celebrity actually has the largest wine collection at sea. And if we hadn't finished it, it didn't matter. They transported it to the restaurant for us. We dined at Murano one evening, which is our Michelin quality French restaurant, and my brother and sister-in-law actually got engaged there during that cruise.
Fabulous.
It was. Our main restaurant, the quality and choice of dining was outstanding. Incredible fish, superb filet mignon. We dined at the Lawn Club Grill, where you can barbecue alongside the chef. But this was our favourite spot, the Lawn Club, the Sunset Bar. And close your eyes and imagine sailing away with an ice-cold beer in hand, a guitarist playing, your toes in the lawn. So many iconic features on board Celebrity. We've recently announced we're launching 18 new shows in 18 months.
My goodness.
Unbelievable. Yes, it really is. And I actually asked my brother and sister-in-law at the end of their first long cruise on Silhouette, and I said, which was your favourite destination? And they thought about it for about 3 seconds, and their answer was the ship.
Oh, how fabulous
It was
is
such
that?
a compliment. It really, really was. There you can see the beautiful alcoves up at the Lawn Club. These are beautiful jazz on the lawn,
Oh,
under
wow.
the stars. There's the Lawn Club Grill, which you can see right there, and a lovely cold beer. And there, he's going to kill me later, that's my brother.
Oh, is
and
it
he's
really?
making the flatbread and throwing it up
Oh,
into
brilliant.
the air. And you can actually select your own steaks and your own piece of meat. And
Oh,
there
gosh.
he is, grilling with the chef. He'll kill me later when he watches this.
That
He
is
will.
your home for
Yes.
9 nights, which is going to be absolutely incredible. And you are going to love it on board, but you're also going to love where you're going. So let's have a little look at where you are actually sailing from and to. We're flying from Gatwick, we're flying out to Rome. Which
Yes. But you
that's
can also fly from Heathrow or Manchester.
fabulous.
Choice
As
is
always,
yours.
do check all those regional flights as well. So we're sailing then from Rome, and where are we heading off to? Naples.
Yeah, we're going to be heading to Naples. Now, Naples is fantastic for food. It really is the quintessential. It's the birthplace of pizza. You've got to go as well and have some of the coffee, because this is where the Italian espresso really originated.
Right.
Then going to heading off to Messina in Sicily. Now, there's so much to do in there. We're just going to skirt over it now. We're going to focus on it a little bit later on. But then you've got Marseille. Now, Marseille is a real mixing pot. This is where you get African and Middle Eastern markets and that lovely flavour of the Mediterranean as well. Really go down to the harbour and taste some of the fantastic food, because the seafood here is just amazing. Then you're off to Nice. We mentioned this earlier on, of course, the French Riviera, absolute glamour. You're just a stone's throw away from Monaco, and of course a stone's throw away from that lovely little port of Villefranche as well. Then we go into Ajaccio, Corsica. This is the birthplace of Napoleon. Absolutely steeped in history. Wonderful mountains as well. So if you do like to get out into your activities, great cycling and great walking out there. One thing you've got to do though is go through the Prunelli Gorge as well. Beautiful deep gorge that you've got there. Great for walking, and it's also got the Europe's only tortoise protection centre.
Oh,
I know that sounds
God.
really
I didn't know
bizarre.
that.
I've always wanted a tortoise.
I'm going to take my mum. We had a tortoise for years.
So did I.
For years. It was our childhood sort of pet. And, you know, we lost it. It went off because we live in the country.
Is that what they told you?
And no, it came back. It came back years later. It got lost and it returned.
I'll tell you a story
they
about-
are amazing animals.
My parents had a tortoise, but I'll tell you that. I don't think that's fit for
Right,
You know what
I'll check
also
it.
is amazing in Corsica? The nougat. You have to go and
Really?
try the local nougat. It is the best. It's
Oh, right.
wonderful.
Oh, I didn't try that.
And one thing as
So I
well,
need
just
to-
on Corsica as well, if you are sort of multilingual and you like to pick up languages, Italian and French,
It's
all
both,
the
yes.
languages, and there's even Greek influences there as well.
Gosh,
So
yes.
real amazing culture on Corsica. Then you've got a day at sea to enjoy the ship, and then of course you're
Absolutely.
into Florence, you're into Pisa. Again, if you've done the Leaning Tower of Pisa before, just enjoy Florence because the amazing jewellery markets that are on the main bridge there you can
Yeah,
see.
the Ponte Vecchio. It's stunning.
And, you know, to see some of the artwork as well, of course, don't forget that's not the original statue. There's many different versions of David that are around Florence. And then, of course, you're into Rome to disembark and then transfer back.
That just sounds incredible. The most beautiful ship, sort of award-winning ship. And then you've got these fabulous ports as well.
I know.
Oh.
So much to do on board, so much to see ashore. I'll let you into another secret. My favourite time on the ship is when everybody else goes ashore and I've got it to myself.
Oh, I love that. I love
that.
staying on board and you've
I
got the
know.
whole ship. It's amazing.
wonderful.
Let's have a look at what's included. Of course, the choice is there. You have got so much for such an amazing price.
You really have. We're giving you a complimentary upgrade from an ocean view stateroom to a balcony.
Fabulous.
We're giving you our free classic drinks package with the balcony, but again, you must book by Tuesday the 28th.
Right.
This is 5 days only. We're giving you free $200 to spend on board. You could spend that on anything you wish. You could even, ladies, go into one of our shops on board and get a Michael Kors handbag
Oh,
for free
gosh.
with your onboard spend.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
It's just getting more and more appealing.
And we're including gratuities in
so
this
it's very
too.
much all-inclusive.
Totally
5-star,
all-inclusive.
all-inclusive.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Now you do need to jot down the ID number. It's 78742. It is going to be one that absolutely flies. Ruth, thank you so much. It's always
been a pleasure.
always a great pleasure to have
Thank you.
on board with us here
Oh,
at
it's
Ideal World
lovely.
and
And
Planet
thank you,
Cruise, and
Justin,
to bring us
too.
a cruise
It's
like
amazing.
that, which I know is your
amazing.
number one. It's
It
so
is.
special. Let's have a look as well at the excursions, because of course Planet Cruise can change that for you and book all those excursions to save you having to worry when you get on board to go and make sure you don't miss out on getting the excursion that you wanted. You can book everything up in advance. You can save up to 60%. The price difference is amazing. And of course you can relax. You can get on board ship and know that everything is planned. Do jot down the number again, 0800 781 5458. Remember, everybody that picks up the phone, they know about every single cruise. And of course you can jump onto the website, allthews.planetcruise.co.uk. But we have only just touched the surface. We've still got some fabulous cruises to show you. And Princess Cruises, a cruise company very close to my heart, is coming up next. I know it's going to be another very special deal for you, and I know it's going to be something that you are going to absolutely enjoy. We're going to look on board first of all, and this is Regal Princess.
Yeah, Regal Princess, again, you know, you've got obviously a long history with it. This is this fantastic glass skywalk.
I love these ships.
Yeah, if you don't like heights, don't go out there, because you literally walk out over the top of the ocean, you can see down through. Wonderful spa facilities on there, and certainly the thermal spa is one to relax in. Princess ships are, you know, generally, they are grand. I mean, that's the atrium. That is the atrium. Look how large that is. It just is beautiful. One other thing as well that's quite unique to Princess, of course, is Movies Under the Stars.
Yes.
Where you get the wonderful movie screen out on the top deck. You get complimentary popcorn with that as well. Of course, all the usual entertainment and all the refinements that you'd expect with a cruise ship. But just, you know, a wonderful cruise that we're going to be going on as well. We've been talking about the destinations, but this ship as well is a great place to enjoy. Not having to unpack and then move on to somewhere else. It's just pulling up in a new port every single day.
And you're going to adore these ports. You've got some really great dates in May, June, July and August. This is better than half price. I've just looked again at the price. An incredible deal. 999. I love the movies Under the Stars. There's so many things I love about Princess. And like you say, it's all memories. You get flashbacks to certain New Years, and you
just
think, oh.
make sure you got your camera there, because, you know, you're going to miss something. Just keep on just taking photos. It'll be great. I mean, port-wise, this is really going to be a brilliant cruise. For those of you who've done the Caribbean,
Something
this
a
one
bit
is going to be,
different, isn't it?
yeah.
And you've got a balcony as well, so when it's different places like this, the fact you can sit out on the balcony and sail into these places will be amazing. So where do we actually start?
We're actually going to be flying from Gatwick out to Copenhagen.
Okay.
And then from Copenhagen, your first port is Oslo, and of course this is the capital and the oldest city of Norway. You've got wonderful museums here. If you do like your heritage and your culture, of course, all of the Viking longships, there's some great examples of that in some of the museums, and of course food is really different. One other thing in Oslo, if you do like your artwork, Edvard Munch, the Scream, I don't know if you know the painting.
Oh, yes, yes.
The famous painting. We were actually in Bergen when it actually got stolen. They shut all the ports to make sure it wasn't going to leave the country. You know, it's part of their national heritage, so definitely go and see that when you're in Oslo. One other thing as well with Oslo is the fantastic sculpture park as well. It's a little bit outside of the city, but some wonderful old and new sculptures. So if you do like your artwork, great place. Then we're going to be heading off to Denmark. Now, Aarhus, not our house, but Aarhus, in the middle of our street, is the largest city in Denmark, and it's a university city. So, of course, because you've got a really young student population, it's really, really vibrant. That you've got actually in Aarhus. Great shopping there as well. Then we're on to Warnemünde, and this is, of course, the gateway to the capital, Berlin. Now, for those of you that got the time to go to Berlin, it's just going to be fantastic to go over there. It's actually a really cute little port. It's one of those places that the Germans actually go to for their summer holidays.
Oh, right.
So it's got that quaint feel to
yes.
it. So, you know, you can do whichever you want.
I like that, when it's there straight away.
If you do head into Berlin, though, of course, you've got to go and get your passport stamped by an American GI at Checkpoint Charlie. And, of course, if for those of you that want to look back at World War II and, of course, the history, then there's a really moving tribute with the Holocaust Memorial as well. So lots of history there. Then we're on to one of my favourite ports. I absolutely love this place. And I was lucky enough to actually go back. I was best man to one of my friends off of the ship. He married one of the dancers who was from Tallinn in Estonia.
Oh, gosh.
They got married in the town hall. And when you go to the town square, as you go into the town square, there's a wonderful flower market. And when I say a wonderful flower market, it's one of the best. In fact, that was just a shot there on the left-hand side. It is absolutely full of colour. There you go.
Right.
So just on the left-hand
gosh,
side.
Yes.
So I know you're on a cruise. You're not going to bring them back home, but take them back to the cabin.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just you cannot go there and not get a bunch of roses or flowers. Treat the other half. Come on, guys. Then you're going to go into the actual old town. Lovely old town. Just one little personal thing. Around the actual square, if you want to do it on a budget, stay away from the square for eating, because it can be quite expensive, but it's worth the views. And then, of course, you've got the main cathedral as well, one of the oldest cathedrals. A little bit of steep walk up there, but well worth it because of the views. Also, any fans of Depeche Mode?
Oh, yeah, did you like Depeche
Yeah, there's actually a bar dedicated to Depeche Mode.
No.
The Estonians love Depeche Mode. Anyway, swiftly moving on.
I'll have to get me records out and have a listen before I go.
Just a bit. I can't believe we go from this port on to the biggie. This is the highlight because you get an overnight.
I love the fact we're overnighting
St.
here.
Petersburg. Yeah.
That makes it so special, because I think it's a place that you can't not be there at night as well.
Exactly. And when you are there at night, please do go to the ballet. I know lots of us have got entertainment and cruise backgrounds, so we're into the arts. Even if you haven't just go. It's the best place to see it. And of course, you've got the Hermitage as well. Over 3 million pieces of artwork. You'll never get to see it all in a day, but you'll get to see some amazing pieces. Also, there's the wonderful buildings that you can see here. They
don't look real, do they? It's like you could break a piece off and eat it. It looks like a
gingerbread. Yeah, it's the Church of Spilled Blood. Doesn't sound too great, but it is a wonderful building. In the Second World War, they actually used to store all of their supplies there because they thought it was one of the safest places. One thing, obviously, because you're in Russia, vodka. It is just the capital of vodka, but just make sure you get proper stuff from a reputable place. That's all I'm going to say, because some of this vodka, you'll lose your eyesight. And taxis as well, brilliant experience. That's all I'm going to say on taxis, brilliant experience. If you've
Perhaps you need the vodka before you get the taxi.
Yeah, and afterwards as well.
When you get out. They should serve one as you get in and as you get out. I mean, it just sounds absolutely incredible. Where are we? I mean, I could finish there, because that sounds amazing.
There's still so much
but
to
there's
to
still
cover.
so much more.
Yeah, yeah.
Where are we going to next?
We're going to go to Helsinki, of course, Finland. The Scandinavians love the arts, so this is fantastic for the arts. And it's actually called the Daughter of the Baltic. What you've got here is neoclassical buildings and striking modern architecture, because, you know, when you think about all of these places that we're visiting, they're really forward thinking. If you think of sort of like the designs that have come out of this region, they really do embrace modern design, so some great shopping there as well. Not cheap, but fantastic shopping if you like your quality. Then you're going to be going to Stockholm. Now, this is a small rocky harbour, and it's the gateway to the capital of Scandinavia. Now, this is the best place for Viking history, because, of course, it was the stronghold. All of these islands, this was the main stronghold. The actual design, you can see there, beautiful coloured buildings. The rooftops is just that lovely patina from the copper that's just sort of aged and weathered, and a good temperature all year round. Don't think because you're going to these places it's going to be cold. It's cold at night, but in the daytime, make sure you cover up, because the amount of people, especially like St. Petersburg and here in Scandinavia, the amount of people at daytime that get sunburned.
Isn't it funny, because you would, I don't know what it is, automatically you think it's going to be cold. Yeah, absolutely, exactly the same. And then where are we off to then?
And then back to Copenhagen.
Sea and back to Copenhagen. Well, my goodness, this has been just some really unusual and fabulous ports. Have a little look at what you've got included, because you have got so much here. This is going to be so special. Now, you have got so much for so little. Look at all the dates you've got to start off with. £999 per person. Now, you're actually saving on that, off the brochure price, you're saving £1,230 per person. This is a better than half price deal.
Exactly, just great value. Look at that brochure price.
And it's a balcony. Which is absolutely crazy. Your flight's there from Gatwick, but always ask if there are sort of regional flights. You can nearly always get everything sorted through Planet Cruise. And, of course, make sure you've got that ID number. For this cruise, it's 78551. We have got, as well, some different dates for you to give you an idea of the prices. I mean, you can see there, that $999 is through a lot of those dates. And what some great dates you have got there as well through the real summer. And, of course, Planet Cruise top agents to Princess Cruises. 11-night Scandinavian and Russian cruise is going to be absolutely amazing from Copenhagen. You're going to love it. Jump onto those phones, 0800 781 5458, and remember, they're there to help. If you want to change anything, that's what Planet Cruise are all about. They can sort everything out for you here in the UK and make that actual cruise completely bespoke. But we need to move on. Wow, so many great cruises. We're moving on now to Carnival. Now, they're back in the Mediterranean, which is next year, which they're very excited about. Yeah,
well, and Planet Cruise as well, because, you know, this is, you know, brand new.
It's a brand new ship.
Maiden season. There's always an air about it. There's an air of excitement. I mean, I did 3 launches myself. And, you know, seeing the passengers' reaction to that new ship that you've nurtured, and the ship is absolutely amazing. It's a world first. You've got an IMAX cinema at sea. So if you love your movies, we're talking about movies with Princess, but this just takes it up. You've also got a water park. Yes, that's right, a water park with slides on the ship. You've got all the usual fantastic facilities, and of course you've got that really relaxed feeling that Carnival brings from the Caribbean. It's really Latin infused. You can see there the bars and the nightclubs, and of course the entertainment. It's all about just having fun and not worrying about the morning. Forget about it. To deal with that tomorrow. Now, also with this particular ship, you've got 4,000 passengers on board, so it's a great sociable atmosphere as well. You're going to bump into new friends and old as well. And again, the maiden season, there's going to be some amazing entertainment they're going to be putting on there as well. So really,
you can be one of the first to sail on her. I mean, this is the first time we've ever shown this on the Planet Cruise TV show. It's a definite must. What a fabulous ship.
Well, and deposit only for next year as well. So if you want to plan ahead, there's the water park as well. Look at that.
Oh, you can't believe these things are on board a ship, can you? It's just amazing.
And this is what Carnival really does well, is fun. You know, families, you know, tiring the kids out, there's plenty of things to do. And the entertainment on board for children is all geared towards their age groups.
Brilliant.
So you never have that problem where teenagers go, oh, no, this is a little bit too young for me. It is something for every age.
And, of course, some great dates as well through the summer for the summer holidays. But let's have a little look at where we're actually going, starting off in Barcelona.
Yeah, great place to start off with, and of course you're going to be sailing out of there, and then you're going to be having a lovely relaxing day at sea before hitting Messina. Now Messina, of course, this is Sicily, this is Godfather country. There's actually one of the buildings that you can go and see, so if you do like your films, you like the film The Godfather, you can go there.
Right.
Of course, you've also got the beautiful cathedral. This is a Norman cathedral, or Duomo, and it's got an astronomical clock, not astrological, but astronomical. They've got this lovely golden gilded lion and cockerel there. Just a really amazing place to go and walk around. From Messina, then you're going to go into Naples. Now, we skipped over Naples earlier on. This is a wonderful port. It's the birthplace of pizza. It's one of the oldest Italian cities. Whether you like it thin crust or whether you like it really nice and doughy, this is the place
the city
for pizza.
Or the pizza?
Yeah. Also,
oh wow! Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those places that's great for sightseeing.
Yes.
But Italian culture, you know, you've got fashion, you've got food, and it's passion. It's just all mixed in together.
Italians just do it right, don't they?
And coffee as well. If you love coffee, all I'd say is if you do like espresso, this is Italian espresso. So what we're used to over here is a slightly weakened down, watered down version. They really do know how to do it properly.
You'll probably get around that city really quick.
Oh, definitely.
Give you a spring in your step.
Of course, you can go from here, you can go to Capri, you can drive down the Amalfi Coast, you've got the lemon groves, there's so much to do. Pompeii, if you like history, and Herculea, then you can go across to there and see some of the museums and some of the ruins. So this is a really big port. All I'd say is plan ahead. Ask when you speak to the guys on the telephones down at Planet Cruise what tours are available, if any, and just, you know, start planning ahead, start researching.
I'd always advise you to do that,
do.
just when you're on the phones, just saying what actual excursions are available.
And especially when you've got a big port like Rome coming up next.
Oh, I love Rome.
Rome in a day, you can do. You can do. It's like Challenge Annika.
It is.
All I say is, obviously, you're going to be docking in Civitavecchia. You can get the train in. If you like to feel safe and secure, do a tour. If you're a little bit more adventurous, you know, us as crew members, we always used to get the train.
We love the public transport. I took my mum and dad. You've got to do it. And you know, they were the most polite people. Whenever we got on, whether it was a bus or a train, people got up for my mum and dad to sit down.
I was going to say the buses were really good.
They are
you got
amazing.
Train there and then bus back, and you always think. Ugh.
And it was something we'd never done before, and it was just so easy. Loved it, absolutely loved it.
All the images that you're seeing here, you got Trevi Fountain, of course, you got the Spanish Steps, the Colosseum. Obviously, you've got the Vatican City as well. One tip about Sistine Chapel: just go straight through. If you wanted to see the actual famous painting, just go straight through because there's such a long queue, but well worth doing. So much to do, so little time. Anyway, from there we're going to be going to Florence and Pisa.
Oh, this is a lovely cruise.
This is just this is the classic Italian cruise.
It is.
You've got to go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. We were talking about this earlier on. I keep on saying pizza, don't I? Pisa. Well, it's Italy.
Yeah, you like those crusts, the thick crusts, the thin crusts.
As long as it's got pepperoni. Diavola. When you go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, make sure you take the photograph. And do you know what? Everybody just wants to take the snap because they feel silly doing it. We've got one of the best photos. I'm going to have to bring it for perhaps next week's show.
Yes.
My other half, she's not necessarily tall, but standing next to it, she literally looks like a giant. Not because of the tower, because there's somebody walking by, and just the depth of field, it makes this guy look like this little Lilliputian, and my other half looking like an absolute giant. Do it, it's got to be done. There's some great little markets just opposite there. There's some great little markets. You've got to take a trinket back. You've got to take a Leaning Tower back. And that's the place to do it. I mean, there's so much to do in Florence when we talk about the Piazza Grande and, of course, that wonderful Ponte Vecchio bridge. The jewellery there is amazing. So there's so much to do there. There's the Old English Cemetery. There's the Jewish Quarter. Just, you know, a great day. Again, plan ahead. It's a big day. But one, to remember. Then we're going to be moving from Florence to Marseille. Now, we covered this earlier on. This is the mixing pot of all the Mediterranean cultures, great for North African and Middle Eastern culinary skills as well. The food is just absolutely amazing in Messina, and the markets. And then you're going to be finishing off in one of my favourite places, Parma.
Lovely.
It's quite nice, actually, to have such big ports like Florence, like Rome, and then end in Parma. There's lots to do. It's a little bit more relaxed. It feels a little bit more like home. Again, you've got the cathedral. There's some great beaches, great restaurants as well around Parma, and of course the local food, as we always mention. One thing to do as well, if you do like to take things a little bit easier, is an old vintage train. It's an electric train.
Yes.
So if you want to slow the pace down, then definitely look into doing that trip.
I mean, it just sounds, I mean, it's the maiden voyage. You'll be one of the first to actually sail on the Canal Vista. It's the first time we've shown it. We've got great dates in 2016. It's going to be, oh gosh.
I know, candy store.
Oh my word, that's a candy shop.
Yep.
Oh.
And then, of course, you've got the wonderful burger bar as well. Everything that you want.
Fabulous.
It really is on there. A great ship for the return of Carnival, and a great itinerary
Of course,
as well.
because they're returning to the Med, and what a great collection of ports to go to too. Have a little look at what's included, because you have got such. I couldn't believe. I was like, this is the price for like a maiden voyage. It's quite unbelievable. Look at all the dates you've got. Really super dates. It is, of course, the chance for you to be one of the very first. You've, of course, got your return flights. If you want to look at flights from elsewhere, just ask on the phones. Planet Cruise are passionate about making sure that that cruise is bespoke to you. So if they can fly you from a regional airport, they certainly will. Jump onto the phones, 0800 781 5458. Have a look at all the dates and the prices that go alongside them. I mean, this is really going to be something special. I've always wanted to go on to that brand new ship, because it's just what a great thing to say. Oh yes, I said when she launched.
Yeah, and to go back as well, you know, cruising is one of those things that when you do go back to the ship, the staff, they're going to be there.
Yes.
It's that wonderful feeling of just, you know, it's familiar. It's like going home, and they remember your name. I don't know how they do it.
No, the staff are absolutely amazing. Well, we have got just one more cruise to show you. It's from P&O. It's on the Arcadia. Let's have a little look on board, because again, P&O, you worked for P&O for many years, didn't you?
This was the ship that I actually launched out of Mestre.
Is it really?
Yeah, I remember.
This is adult only, isn't it?
This is one of the great things that if you know, family's great. We've covered all that. This is your time. This is grown-up cruising. The string quartet on there. This is the actual. That was the original quartet on the launch season. The thermal spa is just amazing. Really worth booking in advance on here. They've got these lovely hot stone lounges as well, which you can then gaze out over the ocean as you're sailing off your in port. There's, of course, Arcadian Roads, fantastic dining supplement supply on it, but it's well worth it because the food, they fly out the food for Arcadian Roads specifically for that restaurant.
Oh, gosh.
That was one of the agreements. It really was amazing seeing that opening up and actually interviewing meeting Gary Rhodes. Of course, you've got all the usual P&O facilities. The theatre shows are superb. That was Cirque Arcadia, actually. You've got the gym facilities up at the front of the ship. And just, you know, it is a wonderful ship. You've got plenty of space. And that's, you know, with a larger ship, sometimes you think, oh, there's just going to be more people. There's a little bit more space. The cabins are great, and the open areas. I mean, the actual lounges. There's a great pub just outside the theatre as well, where they've got usually have a three-piece band. Yeah, many fond memories for me on Arcadia, and hopefully for you at home, you're going to be making your memories, because this, for those of you that cruise regularly, have you done Rio? And that's the thing, you know.
No.
If you haven't done Rio, you haven't experienced that wonderful flavour of the favelas and samba. It really is great. First things first, though, you're leaving from Southampton. So if you
Again, that sail
flying,
Southampton is fabulous, isn't it?
It's just going to be great. And that's the thing, you're going to be enjoying the ship. Of course, going this way across the Atlantic, you don't have to worry about losing time. You're gaining that hour every night, which is brilliant. It really is an extra bit of a bonus. And then, of course, when you get over to the other side of the pond, You're going to be going to...
Tenerife.
Oh, sorry, yeah, of course. Sorry, Tenerife. Yes.
Tenerife
Not
first.
quite. Tenerife. This is really great island, of course, of a volcanic island. Go up the mountain. It's actually one of the highest mountains in the Spanish territories. And, of course, the famous black beaches, the black sand beaches.
Yes.
If you've never experienced that before, you've got to go. Here's Loro Park, a great place for the kids. You've got, of course, great aquatic life, and they've got one of the best parrot shows as well along the course.
Yes.
Really is good. And of course the scenery. They actually filmed lots of science fiction stuff out here in the 70s because of the
really?
scenery,
Yeah.
because it just looks like something like Mars or something like that. And of course great shopping as well. Santa Cruz is really good for electronics as well. So make sure you've got your credit cards with you. Then we're going over to Cape Verde. This is an amazing experience. It was Portuguese up until the 70s, so you've got a wonderful flavour of Portuguese influence, and you've got this wonderful North African culture as well. Almost a little bit of a flavour of the Caribbean, reminiscent. It's one of those places you can't quite put your finger on it.
It's very
a wonderful experience to go to, and a great stopping off point before you've got your next few days at sea.
On that fabulous ship.
This is great now because, of course, Salvador. Again, go to the old French Quarter, because here you've got some of the best architecture, but then some of the best markets as well. South America is just brilliant. It's got that feeling of New Orleans. If you've ever done New Orleans, you've done the French Quarter there, it's like that, but just obviously on a slightly hotter scale. And then Brazilian sand. Of course, you know, this is where you've got to hit the beaches, get the bikinis out, because this is going to be one of those ones. But don't forget, just save a little bit of suntan lotion. You've got some of the best beaches coming up in Rio as well.
I mean, this is incredible, because then we get a relaxing day at sea on that fabulous ship, and that's where we're heading to, Rio.
Rio, yeah, but this is not just one day. This is not an overnight. This
So
is...
we get to stay.
Yeah, you get to
Fabulous.
stay 2 days and 3 full nights at leisure. One of the great things that you've got to do is go up to the Christ the Redeemer statue, stand there with your arms out, get the photograph. It's one of the tick list. Go careful, the monkeys up there. They're just like Gibraltar. They'll take anything out of your hands. But the beaches... Yeah, all of a sudden you're going to start into seeing The Girl from Ipanema comes out there, and Copacabana as well. Great beaches there. And it's just a different way of life. Everything is so vibrant. You've got that samba beat that runs all the way through. And of course, you've got to go up Sugarloaf Mountain as well on the Corcovado. The cable car ride is just brilliant. You don't have to climb, you can take the cable car.
No, I didn't mean the climbing bit. I've got to go here. I'm not quite sure about the climbing or the cable cars or even the roller skates. But everything else looks absolutely... The music sounds incredible. The culture is out of this world. We get 3 nights in a 5-star hotel.
5-star
included in the price, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those ones that you've got to tick off the list. Yes, you're going to be flying back, but it's the great fact that you've got so many days at sea to enjoy the ship, and then you've got such big ports, and you don't have to worry about doing it all in one day.
No.
Spread it over the 3 days.
I love
if you're lucky enough to see any of the carnivals there when you're out at that time. And of course, you know, plan ahead. This is January next year, so a great chance.
So which means it's a deposit only, so you can plan ahead, you can really look forward to it. I think that's part of the excitement about going on a cruise as well. And of course, deposit only, so easy to book. Make sure you don't miss out on this. It is adult only. It is an incredible price. You're flying back to Heathrow, but you can of course check out all your regional flights as well with Planet Cruise. Have a look at what's included again, because you're just, with all of these cruises, Planet Cruise makes sure you get absolutely everything you need and that you can have. And the fact you've got that 5-star hotel at the end of this holiday is amazing. That's after 13 nights on board. So excited about that one. And a great date to look forward to after Christmas. January is always a bit of a sad month, I always think. It's always nice to have something to look forward to in January. Again, you need the ID number there. It's 85527. And of course, just jump onto the phones if you've got any questions. You can book all those excursions ahead as well. But that does sound absolutely fabulous. But we had 6 fabulous cruises, so let's have a little look at all of them. We started at the very beginning. We started with Thompson Majesty. You had such a good deal here, so much included. You've got that free all-inclusive upgrade as well, which is fabulous. 14 nights all-inclusive on the cruise, and then you've got 7 nights stay. So 7 nights on board, 7 nights stay in a 14 hotel. A new exclusive offer. It's only just launched for 2016, of course, just deposit only. And there are 20 different airports that you can fly from. And this includes all your tips and everything. So that's a definite must. And that's 100208 being your ID number, and no extra costs there at all. Then we had the Cunard. There's a huge urgency about this cruise. It's been absolutely so popular. We've got a balcony special. Everything else has very much gone, but you've got such a good deal on that. It works out under £77 per person. It's 20 nights. It's selling so well, and you get to stay in a 4-star hotel in Manhattan as well. You're sailing out to New York, 15 nights on board, and you sail back as well. Included in that, you're staying over in New York too. And of course, you can book the Marriott. £75 per person for the night, and you'll get that 20 nights sort of parking in with that deal. But Celebrity is our next one, and this is modern luxury. This is all-inclusive, 5-star, and of course Planet Cruise top agent to Celebrity. You really have got a fabulous 9-night cruise, Western Mediterranean from Rome. It's a balcony. You've got a free drinks package. You've also got a free onboard spend, but you do need to book this. This is a 5-day special. You need to book it before the 28th of April, and your deposit only, and that's in September the 24th. I mean, a multi-award winning cruise. That's a really special price. Now we've got Princess for you, and that was the Regal Princess. Again, top agents for Princess. Planet Cruise are 11 nights Scandinavian and a Russian cruise from Copenhagen. You've got some great dates on that, peak summer dates, better than half price. You're saving £1,230 per person off that brochure price, and deposit only. And of course, you can very easily, well, you are upgrading completely free of charge from your interior to your balcony with that. That's a really good deal, isn't it? And then we've got Carnival, and it's the first time we've ever had this ship. It's a brand new ship. They're back in the Mediterranean. You'll be one of the first to sail on it. It's 8 nights. It's a maiden voyage. Lots of regional flights as well that you can check out. And it's so good to have them back in the Mediterranean, and such a great price as well. Deposit only is all you need for that. And then P&O, the Arcadia, adult only, 17 nights, which is fabulous. And you have got, of course, that stay in Rio as well. Really good prices, under £80 per person per night. Amazing value. And of course, check out your regional flights. And again, just that deposit today, which makes it so, so special. Now, there's one more that we've just heard about on P&O Azura.
Yeah, this is just a headline. If you do want a lovely cruise in May, 22nd of May departing for 7 nights on P&O Azura around the fjords.
Oh.
Wait for the price, £499
Oh my
only.
goodness, I need to... All right.
Yeah, so get on the phones to the
do
guys.
the fjords. And what's the date?
It's 22nd of May.
22nd
7
of May.
nights on P&O Azura, £499, less than £500.
That is
What's
crazy.
£70 a night?
Oh my goodness, but we've got to go back to the beauty, to the Celebrity. We've brought the beauty back as well.
Oh,
back.
that's so
I mean,
kind,
for
thank
anybody
you.
thinking, shall we try Celebrity? Why should we try Celebrity?
Well, we've been voted best premium cruise line for the last 5 years in a row. Silhouette was actually voted best value as well. At the Telegraph Awards in 2014, we were voted best cruise line. And for me, the awards speak for themselves. These are our guests who come back to us time and time again.
And of course, a 5-day sail, you need to make sure you don't miss out. Getting free drinks in with that, onboard spend.
It saves you so much,
well, it's all inclusive, isn't it? 5-star,
exactly.
all inclusive.
Absolutely. And the onboard spend, well, you can spend that in the shops or on shore excursions, or you could spend it in specialty restaurants in Murano or at the Lawn Club Grill.
Oh. It's absolutely incredible. Check everything out on the website, allthews.planetcruise.co.uk. Jot the number down, 0800 781 5458. It's been an absolute pleasure to be on board with you today. It's been great.